Hey guys, Vorcom signing in here. It's gonna be a match of Blodir against Invictus. I think Blodir said he was playing against Memphis, so I guess that's who we've got over here. Cybern versus Cybern, awesome matchup. I always, for some reason, seem to be seeing a lot of that, but I do love it. No complaints from me. So Memphis in the top in blue, and Blodir down in the bottom in red. I think I'm going to call him Invictus from the time being, just in case Blodir was mistaken, or I was mistaken, either way. So factory 2P gen, it's going to do a bit of walk to get in range of these mechs a little better. Always use that range when you can, guys. Always. These are two players that know that, without a question. I know the value of early reclaim too, and early hydrocarbons. Wonderful. That's some good work. I like to see that. Over here, it's like we've got a bit of a heavy power build and a lot of early reclaim. That's one of my more preferred things to do. If I see a lot of reclaim on a map, I'll send my first and maybe sometimes even second engineers out to the heaviest mass populated areas or reclaim populated areas. Yeah, just a heavy power spam here. A couple mechs so far, and still the next two are gonna happen from what, fourth engineer? Gonna be the one that continues on down here and range builds up to the top little plateau. Just like I'm sure this engineer... No, this engineer will be making that happen after the reclaim. So now we see the heavy power production come out from Blodir down here. Bit of hunter harassment. That's always great. Raid or be raided. In this case, I guess he just didn't have the intel or he lost it rather. Just out of position. The hunter is faster than the lab. Got to that NG first before it could deal with it. This is gonna be third air from Invictus, and I am going to switch to this because you know what, really lets me keep an eye on things. And same for you guys. I hope eventually I'll get some feedback to make this as good as possible for everyone. Yeah, just a lot of reclaim. It's you know, not that action-packed at the moment. Looks like that Mantis is just chilling, little defensive position. That Mole's keeping an eye on what's coming through the gates. Same for over here. He's waiting to see when I assume his commander makes land break here. Starting on his hydrocarbon, where his is, was a pretty early engineer that went out there. I'm almost surprised that everyone doesn't just rush for that, or that it's not raided more frequently. I always thought this was the priority hydro. That one seems to get forgotten about a lot. So it looks like pretty defensive on the air front. I'm almost surprised to not see a bomber out picking off reclaiming engineers and expanding engineers. But hey, it's still lots of harassment going down in all corners of the map either way. It's like Invictus is working hard with his Mantis, destroying quite a few mechs, or at least a couple anyway to start. Causing havoc in the eco anyway. I'm sure you can see the change here now. It's the, I guess, relative unit count. Got the this mod for everyone to be able to have some extra information for themselves when they're watching. have a look here. Okay, so already got T2 land from Blodir on the field, and halfway there on Invictus side. Quite a bit of assist on there too, so that'll make a difference. Is that the first T2 land unit coming out? I do believe so. So that's why, oh no, second, sorry. He's got a scout with him too, so he's got intel, he's got air cover, and that provides extra intel as well. Same on this side, some intel is provided, and now he's going to start spreading out. So we gave up the early map control to go for the slightly quicker T2. And since he's only reacting, since he's only reacting to closer parties, it's easier for him to push out, and he'd be able to just rebuild what he's lost without really too much problem. And you can see it hasn't affected him greatly yet. I mean, his build was, I guess, prepared for that. He got the right amount of reclaim, and got the affordable power out. You can never diss the affordable power, and the value of reclaim. There's a whole bunch of it just littered across the map. He's still finishing up a couple pieces, but it looks like they've already gotten, like, I'm holding shift. Okay, sorry, I just looked on the wrong side. They've picked up quite a bit of it though. There's a lot of piles that have disappeared quickly. I'm actually always surprised to see the kind of damage a rhino can both dish out and take. They've definitely gotten better over the years. As a Cybran only player, I'm happy to say I love that. But I do miss the reign of the Hoplite. The Hoplite Deceiver was a fun grouping of units to be using every game. And looks like we've got Blodir down here just working away on his eco now. He feels a little more comfortable with his position now that his rhinos have started pushing out, securing things for him. He hasn't met much opposition on the top here, if any at all. If he has, the wrecks have been reclaimed from those wars already. But really, it's so this is how the game's played nowadays, guys. So few land factories. You're just gonna. I mean, I guess you go straight T2 and already have it on 2 factories. And you're going for early T2 power. I've actually seen that before. People stalling to go T2 power. What kind of production does he have on that? Just 1 T2 engineer. See, I'd almost switch like 1 or 2 T1 engineers on that, so it's hey, I'm a much lower rated player, you know, I'm a noob. And hey, that hydrocarbon might make all the difference. No, not quite, but if you pause that air, that would probably be enough for it to be working. Now this is good. 2 were, oh, it's a shame. I thought only 2 were firing at the time that 1 was on the other side, but no. They were all within range of each other. I am going to speed this one up just a touch. Oh, I do like that max harassment. Right there, over the cliff, I will destroy a very small portion of your economy. But hey, that's harassment. That's, you know, only got so much time for every bit of work you do, and that's gonna take some focus. And resources. Yeah, at this point, nothing looks too serious for anyone. No threatening piles of units. No clumpings large enough that they could do enough damage or make enough headway. Except this gathering down here between the commander and not having any viable opposition, which at this point, like I said, no threatening piles of units here. Not slow it down, but not stop it. I thought he was. I thought Blodir was gonna run on down and engage, but no. His plan is to go put some pressure, I guess, on his base, and he wasn't willing to walk all the way down this way. Maybe that was a decision made halfway through. Probably something to retreat to, or saw this coming in on intel. Yeah, decided it'd be easier to go. Focus was elsewhere for a moment, but quickly realized there was a Medusa plucking away at his T1 PD here. And down goes the intel. How much does each player see? You know what? Didn't change a whole lot on that side. Well, I guess this chunk is kind of important because that is where he is. Where Invictus has got himself spread down to. Yeah, bombers just doing everything they can, though. Why not, right? So looks like the ecos are finally starting to work away. Gonna have a little glance here. So we got 7 T2 mexes at the time for Blodir, and only the 5 for Invictus. You can definitely see the economy difference. Doesn't really look like it though, compared to you know, their positions on the map everywhere. You can maybe see a heavier land presence somewhere, just because it's T2, maybe against. Yeah, no, it's hard to say. I mean, it doesn't look a whole lot different. It's just a few more Medusas in there. And everywhere I turn, the piles look relatively symmetric everywhere. Alright, gonna speed things up. Oh, I did just see a Corsair kicking around. There's must have been trying for some harassment and destroying some things. Cyber and T2 air, another lethal tool in FA's arsenal of war for each of the factions. Just a great way to annihilate things. Of course, air cover usually helps T2 air, but hey, don't always need it. Sometimes just destroying things and dying in the end is enough. Okay, I'm gonna have a good look around while things are going slow. T3 land has hit the ground. So we've got quite a few loyalists out already. Air engagement going down, and Invictus has officially lost that. We'll make that call no problem. And he's finally making quite a bit of headway. Blodir, that is, down here. About to lose that headway making machine though. Loyalists coming in to clean up shop, and looks like Blodir's commander has finally made his way back down to his base from his long hike up there. Just tired of seeing the approaching blue commander. I like this though, the drops happening up here. He's already destroyed 2 mexes. Now he's gonna claim them for himself. Maybe next time he can drop a couple flak too. Catch this by surprise, and well, mainly those. Yeah. Well, hey, if you can hold that for, what is it, 16 seconds, it pays for itself. I think that's, oh, yeah, not bad. See? Never give up on air. It's good to have even just a few. Sometimes it's all you need. Just a few. Small little handful will save your... you know, save them from dying from gunships anyway, but now you got engineers to compete with. They're deadly little things. The reclaim... Okay, sorry, there's much better things to watch, I'm sure. Like these loyalists pouncing their way through the T1... it was probably dead already. Wrecking up the other T1 and T2 units kicking around. Bricks, though. I always love a good brick. You can't go wrong with the heavier counterpart in that T3 lineup. Power looks dead similar right now for both players. Scores definitely starting to be a bit of a breakaway. Okay, we're gonna speed things up. Oh, and a brick out from Invictus here too. Gonna rendezvous up here with a few loyalists. And some gunship harassment, and also is that it is indeed some bricks being loaded and transported about. Good way to move those, because they are one very slow unit. And yeah, as good as bricks are, that handful of loyalists was just a bit too strong. Probably needed 2 or 3, basically 2.5. If you had 3, you'd have 1 left. If you had 2, the rest of that would probably clean it up. Well, maybe. You'd have to micro the hell out of it and hope it worked. I was informed this was a slightly bit of a longer game. I'm almost thinking I'll see like a Monkey Lord start getting thrown up. What, nobody's gone T3 maxes yet? Is that not how ranks played these days? Aha, here it is. T3 max, some T2. How many T2 has he got? I think still the same amount as earlier. Air engagement going on. You know what? I'm looking at all the wrong things, guys. I am going to have to apologize to you, but that is why we've got the split screen. While I'm babbling on about relatively useless crap, you can still watch the good stuff. Gotta love those rockets. Both the Renegades and the Corsairs coming down. No, the Loyalists will march forth. They're determined little buggers. Whether they get anywhere before dying, I guess it's their own choice. No, they will not. Decide to just chill for a bit. Why delay the inevitable? Stand tall for your demise. Stand tall and proud. And still. I like dodging myself, but that's when it's my ACU. Sometimes there's important stuff. It's going down. May as well, I'm sure he was probably just microing some engineers, right? It's important. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry to tease. These players are, you know, obviously much higher rated than me. I'm not one to try and criticize someone better. But hey, call it where I see it. I'm just trying to make it relevant. Definitely making up the difference here with those drops. 2 versus 2, and then it was 3, and no, it made the difference because it became 4 versus 3. Now he will win. He will get the reclaim, presumably. That engineer, I'm sure, will change his mind on what he's doing, or be able to do both. Nice little beetle out. I like those. Beetles are great to throw into the mix now and then to take out, especially higher tiered units. You can have them run in if you still have lower tier units on the ground. That's cannon fodder to distract. You can end up doing quite a bit of damage to a good little clump of units like that. Couple beetles, 2-3 beetles do the job. And he is very actively moving about his bricks, trying to get them as far forward as possible, as quickly as possible, every time to make sure he's pushing back these units, keeping every bit of land he can for himself, because he is slowly, seems Blodir is slowly forfeiting more and more land control as the minutes pass by, but I think he's been able to make up for it with that has to be reclaimed, looking at the mass numbers, or there was just a power stall. Yes, I'll presume, what is he going for, Raz or something? That's gotta be Raz, 1051, of course it is. Minus the 20 from engineer production. Why wouldn't you pause things? Oh well, you're not stalling, never mind. Guess you don't need to pause things. If you're not stalling, why is that jumping around? I don't... Maybe that's just eco mod fail. Pretends it's working, but it's really not. Or if that's reclaim. I'm sure that's reclaim. Have to be a bunch of engineers just all attacking and patrolling in every corner. Crazy to see how much these numbers jump around though like that. Just a massive air force now from Blodir. All T1 though, so the T3 transmission or transition has not been made this game on the air front. But I don't think really the players have needed that. Surprising amount of power going down, T2 power that is, from Invictus. Maybe he's wanting to go Raz 2 and doesn't want to worry about stalling at all. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Yeah, it looks like Blodir's just holding his position, pushing out slowly but surely, making sure not to throw away any units. Invictus is trying hard to make sure he's not falling behind on eco, because I think he knows he has less upgraded mass extractors, both the T2 and... Does he have a T3? Doesn't. Oh yeah, there's 2 I believe, or 3 was it? No, just 2. It's all good. And the slaughtering of the air, yes, I think we've seen that every time. That's a shame. I'd like to see a bit more of the bangers out, because that would really help him out if you can catch a pile of these out under 2 or 3 of the things. Oh, was that just a... Well, good thing I sped it up, because I was looking for something, something a little more damaging. T3 Air, the Cybran Strat Bomber. That thing has splashed. Look at that crater left, or that damaged scorch mark. Anyway, let's you know, it seems like he's getting quite a bit of damage off on that thing. If you come around for another pass and take out this, it looks like it'll take a couple more passes. What is it, 2750, I believe the Cybran Strat Bomber does? Pretty sure it's something like that. Unless it might have been changed a bit, but, well, should know this time. I do believe I'm right. Again, as a Cybran only player, number like that, you try to tend to know how many Strat Bombers do you need to get the job done in one pass. Add a certain percent for compensation depending on the air forces and air defenses, and the chances of some being intercepted. Plus shield HP, plus yada yada yada. These are the calculations I make when I'm getting ready for a snipe. I want to make sure it's gonna work, and nothing worse than putting everything you have in a game into a snipe and just falling short of being able to make it happen. No, there's no use in playing that way. You just don't. If you're gonna do something, commit and do it right. Sorry, that's the Vorcom rant of the day. Damn. Next rant. Spread out the bricks. Oh my goodness, that's 13. Okay, so these strats, there's now 3 of them on the field that I am seeing. They are just annihilating. Their AoEs just wrecking bricks everywhere, left, right, and center. This is going to be the difference that breaks the camel's back here, really. He doesn't even need to push anymore with his bricks. He can comfortably control his position. His little corner of the map. He's got a few corridors. But yeah, now he can start harassing, but he's really been able to just send him back. Running back to... Oh, that's devastating. Where's the commander? Okay. I'm surprised. That's 3 TMLs that... Or it's only 2? Damn. Just build one more and sorry for the kind of sound there's a bit of wind blowing at the microphone. I'm sure you guys heard that. I was definitely accidental. That's a bitter hit to the economy though. Those are probably yeah, all T3 or one. Some were T3. Still, that's gross. It's a painful way to get put on your back foot. Might speed things up a tad again here. And watch these bricks get wrecked some more again. Definitely putting out enough bouncers though to help deal with things. And the T2 flak, they'll get their damage in when they do that slow turn as they did to get away. And they realize they didn't want to fly further into that mess. It looks like we've got some ASF from Invictus on the field as well. He's got the air power and production, presumably. Yeah, he's got a fair amount of engines there too, so he'll be able to maybe not compete anytime soon, but he'll at least be able to defend the more important things from a few strats coming in. Just trying to keep my eye on all the different things going on. There's a lot of reclaim happening now though. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, is there... Let's bring it down. Must be nearing the end of this game now. I think Blodir's... that's cute. That giant bug there is called Violet Anya. Or Anya. I'm sorry, Anya. I'm gonna call you that. You did explain to me the pronunciation. I don't think I... This is all text. Hard to get the right idea when you're just reading things off a screen, right? That is great though. A little bit of inside stuff for the FAF community. It was actually our new moderator, so it's almost kind of fitting that today it can be commemorated with a bit of renaming of the experimental gunship Soul Ripper named Violet Anya. Okay, that was a little awesome. Let's see what kind of wreckage it can produce this match. Are there any SAMs over here? Any mass amounts of flak? Well, if there was any flak, it's about to get wrecked. What? Oh, isn't that awesome? Blodir has an experimental. Why didn't it tell me when it started construction? That would have been a little better. They could have called out the funniness when it was first happening. That T1 air is going to just distract any AA over here. It'll disappear quick enough, but it will do its job. Pretty sure Blodir knows he has a comfortable amount of ASF over Invictus. I think his plan right now is to just come in for that kill. That's I know that would be my thought, especially if you've scouted and you know they have nothing between all those engineers is a beautiful amount of vet. There's, you know, unless you prepared for it, unless you scouted, unless you're already defending against air heavily, there's just, you know, you can't be ready. You can't stop it once it's over your head, wrecking damage unopposed. Good game. That was, you know, when I started seeing the mass incomes, I knew there was an experimental on the field somewhere, or someone was getting ready to throw one down, and there it was, a bloody soul ripper. The Ripper of Souls. With a very fun name. Alright guys, this is Vorcom signing off. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, please leave me any feedback, questions, comments, and even ideas in the comment section below. Give me a like and a subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.